The Conservatives today published their strategy document for repealing the Human Rights Act and replacing it with the British Bill of Rights and Responsibilities. It was everything that we feared it would be, but worse. If it wasn't so dangerous, this document would be laughable. The Conservatives are proposing in clear terms to diminish the rights that people in this country have had for over 60 years and replace them with a much smaller set of rights, and maybe even leave some rights out altogether. They're also clear that if they're unable to do this while remaining in the Council of Europe and the Convention, they're happy to leave. That would make us the only state to ever leave the Council of Europe, a body that we helped set up after the horrors of the Second World War in order to ensure human rights protection for future generations. And they seem completely unconcerned about the implications for our fragile union. The Conservatives, who have recently been campaigning to keep the union together, mention nothing in their document about the fact that Scotland isn't going to have a British Bill of Rights. The SNP have been clear about that. And what of Northern Ireland? Incorporation of the Convention on Human Rights forms part of the Good Friday Agreement. By repealing the Human Rights Act, you're unsettling that document, leading to potential fresh tensions in that part of the Union. This is not about parliamentary sovereignty. Parliament is still sovereign under this current system, and the Human Rights Act actually gives British judges much more say than they had before. By repealing it, you're going to make Strasbourg a first instance court again, and actually remove British judges' role in considering human rights claims that start in this country. There are very few pieces of legislation that give individuals rights against the state. Most pieces of legislation that are passed, whether in the criminal or civil law, give you and me responsibilities, duties to pay taxes, behave in a certain way, whatever it might be. The Human Rights Act is one of the very few pieces of legislation that gives people rights, ordinary people, over powerful institutions. After all the scandals we've had in recent times of failing social services, failing police forces, sexual abuse, etc., surely this isn't the time to be saying that public bodies need to have less responsibility, less checks and balances, but that's what the Conservatives seem to be saying today. They want you and I to have more responsibilities and powerful elites and institutions to have less.